Russian electronic warfare, EW, Tobel and Kolinka, are actively used to disrupt the operation of the American satellites Starlink and Starshield. This is reported by the American edition of Space News, with reference to the report of the Safe World Foundation, SWF. In the report, Global Anti-Space Capabilities, an assessment from open sources, published on April 3rd, it is noted that Starlink became the main target for hostile countries after it demonstrated its effectiveness in combat conditions on Ukraine. According to the report, the Ukrainian military began experiencing interruptions in the operation of Starlink in May 2024. Ukrainian officials attribute this to the fact that Russia is, quote, testing various mechanisms of its electronic warfare systems. NWF analysts identified two key Russian systems, Tobel and Kolinka. Originally designed to protect Russian satellites from jamming, the Tobel system has been repurposed to disrupt satellite communications and navigation systems, such as GPS. At least 7 Tobel complexes are distributed throughout Russia, and leaked U.S. military documents indicate that Russia has deployed at least 3 installations specifically to target Starlink signals over eastern Ukraine, the newspaper writes. However, the United States and its allies are most concerned about the new Russian Kolinka system, dubbed the Starlink Killer. This electronic warfare platform is capable of detecting and disrupting signals to and from Starlink satellites for the specific purpose of interfering with Ukrainian UAVs and military communications. What makes Kolinka particularly alarming is its alleged ability to detect terminals connected to Starshield, a military version of Starlink designed with improved security features, the report notes, the publication emphasizes. A secret weapon used by Russia to jam the signals could be behind the electronic attacks the commercial flights are facing while flying over the Baltic Sea. According to The Sun, it is called Tobel and is previously used to jam the signals of ships on NATO's eastern flank. The Tobel is believed to be housed at a Russian military base in Kaliningrad between Lithuania and Poland, the outlet further said. The electronic attacks have impacted the satellite navigation, SatNav, of thousands of flights, leaving aircraft routes difficult to navigate. The Sun is carrying images of a large satellite dish mounted on the ground at the Kaliningrad base, claiming that it is part of the Tobel, but there is no official confirmation if it indeed is the Russian secret weapon. The outlet also said that there are 10 such devices across Russia. By jamming satellite signals, it can protect Russian bases from becoming the targets of NATO's missiles by confusing the weapons. However, it can't stop missiles from exploding. Explaining how jamming works, the Washington Post said it happens in 2 ways. In space, by targeting the satellites directly, and on the ground, where weapons can target receivers. In the first type of jamming, a signal is blended with the original broadcast, which distorts the information all the users of that satellite receive. The outlet quoted researcher Bart Hendricks as saying that Tobel works in this way. In January this year, Eric Kanicki of Estonia-based software company SensusQ had claimed on X that widespread GPS disruptions plaguing NATO assets is Tobel. Several countries, including Finland, Poland, and Sweden, have reported GPS disturbances in the past few months, as per Newsweek. Speaking to Swedish media about it, Sweden's Lieutenant Colonel Joakim Paasikivi said the interference is a result of Russian influence activities or so-called hybrid warfare. Russia has experimented with the Tobel in an effort to disrupt Starlink transmissions in Ukraine, The Washington Post reported in April 2023, citing a classified U.S. intelligence report. Ukraine's access to satellite networks like Starlink are critical to many of its operations and communications. Earlier, Ukrainian military units began experiencing Starlink outages in May 2024, which Ukrainian officials attribute to Russia, quote, testing different mechanisms with its electronic warfare systems, the report says. SWF analysts highlight two key Russian systems, Tobel and Kolinka. Originally designed to protect Russian satellites from jamming, the Tobel system has been repurposed to disrupt satellite communications and navigation systems like GPS. At least 7 Tobel complexes are distributed across Russian territory, and leaked U.S. military documents suggest Russia has deployed at least 3 installations, specifically to target Starlink signals over eastern Ukraine. More concerning to the U.S. and allies is Russia's newer Kolinka system, dubbed the Starlink Killer. This electronic warfare platform can reportedly detect and disrupt signals to and from Starlink satellites, with the specific goal of interfering with Ukrainian drones and military communications. What makes Kolinka particularly worrisome is its alleged ability to detect terminals connected to Starshield, the military version of Starlink designed with enhanced security features, notes the report.